for the top news across the campus of Marshall University. In the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, JMC TV presents MU Report.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this fourth edition of MU Report Fall 2023. I'm Austin Johnson.
And I'm Emma Johnson. MU Report is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. And we create content within an organization called JMC TV. You can catch this broadcast anytime on YouTube. Now our lead story.
Marshall's 38th president, Brad Smith, is just under 2 years into the job. And even he admits it hasn't been an easy time for higher education in the state of West Virginia. Marshall is staring down a $28 million deficit, but unlike WVU 2 hour north, Marshall will try a different strategy for digging out. MU Report journalist Luke Hamilton joins us with that story.
President Smith recently spoke at the Marshall Health Network community launch event. In light of Marshall's newly improved health program, Smith says he wants the university to grow its way out of money troubles rather than cutting programs and jobs.
Today, higher education is facing demographic changes, digital disruption, and doubt. Marshall University has flipped that on its ear. We have actually put together a plan called Marshall for All, Marshall Forever.
Smith says that the focus of the plan is making the university even more affordable while also attracting and keeping students.
It provides access to an affordable, flexible, and achievement-oriented education. And by working together, we are now showing that you can overcome those secular headwinds. We are growing enrollment, we're improving retention, we're getting grants for distinctive areas of research, and we are showing you can create the future by being the future.
Freshman enrollment in the current semester has already seen improvements, partly the result of Smith's plan, thanks to the newly implemented metro area expansion, which lowered tuition rates for qualifying students.
Various places around campus are under construction, specifically on Hal Greer. Brea Smith gives us an update on the road work around campus and around town.
Construction is becoming unavoidable around almost every street corner in Huntington.
Traffic gets really backed up, especially like going towards Cabell when you go under the underpass kind of thing. It'll be it's green, but you can't even go because there's cars lined up through the intersection.
Construction doesn't just affect drivers, it also affects students who have other means of transportation.
When they're doing construction and then you have unlevel slabs, so you have a concrete slab and it's sticking up an inch or two, you can usually ride over an inch, maybe an inch and a half, but after it gets to the point where you can stick your shoe underneath it, your wheel gets caught. No matter how big it is, it's going to get caught on that ledge and throw you off.
Students will say they don't like the construction, but when it's all put away and over, it's an overall improvement to the city. Brea Smith, MU Report.
October is Campus Safety Month, and throughout the entire month, Marshall and the local community are looking at ways to improve the overall safety on campus. From MUPD handing out donuts to Student Affairs hosting a campus safety walk, it is clear that everyone has the same goal. As Tasha Elsenstein reports, everyone is working to create positive change on campus.
One event that took place during Campus Safety Month was a walk that encouraged community leaders to help point out trouble spots on campus.
So what we have tonight is our annual event called the Safety Walk. So we invite a bunch of campus and community leadership to join us on a walk just around campus, through campus, and in the outside areas to assess campus safety, different things such as lighting, pedestrian safety, accessibility issues.
These events assist in creating a bigger change on campus and encourage community members to work together to improve Marshall.
But most importantly, we just have time together. That opens the door for us to pick up the phone and call each other when we see something else. But this is a very special time for us.
The discussion about trouble spots on campus among community leaders and students aims to bring about positive change as everyone continues to focus on how to improve campus. Tasha Esselstein, MU Report.
As students pass the halfway point of the semester earlier this month, the next thought most have is the finish line. Marshall's campus resources can help with that feeling. As Joe DeCristofaro reports, Marshall offers student resources, such as the Writing Center, to prepare them.
With students preparing for fall midterms, it can be very easy to become overwhelmed. Luckily, Marshall offers several resources to students to prepare them for the stressful time. one of which is the Writing Center.
I think it's a resource that a lot of students need to take more advantage of. I know through a few of my classes I've used it on bigger writing assignments and even the smaller things. It's just so helpful.
A new problem faced by the Writing Center while helping students with their work is the use of AI-generated text being submitted. However, there are some solutions.
So I think the two missing points in the AI conversation in terms of school are, it comes down to understanding kids and understanding AI. So student writers write in particular kind of ways, and especially if you're working closely with, a body of students, you can recognize their voice, their written voice pretty clearly. Sometimes, AI can slip by if you don't have enough time to read it closely, but there are ways as educators that we can sort of gauge what a student's true voice is.
The Writing Center is one of many resources available to Marshall students. The Writing Center is located on the second floor of Drenko Library. Their hours are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They offer online tutoring sessions as well as face-to-face appointments. Joseph DeCristofaro, MU Report.
Let's conclude this show by giving a nod to these decorations you've no doubt noticed. A wonderful yearly tradition around here is in full swing. The Pumpkin House is carving away for their annual display of themed pumpkins during the Halloween season. MU Report videographer Luke Hamilton has the sights and sounds of the pumpkin mania that stretches far beyond the Canova community.
I'm Rick Griffith. I'm a pharmacist on Griffith and File Pharmacy in Canova, and I'm also the town's village idiot. I have been doing this since my daughters were little in 1978 to a small degree, and then it grew, and finally when we moved to this house, the first year we did 500, and then it quickly jumped up to 2,000 for the year 2000, and my volunteers said, please don't do 2,000 again. I said, I won't. So we jumped up to 3,000 and they shut up. Wouldn't it be great if everything in life was that way, that there was a need and people jumped in there? So apparently, whatever the problems of the world are, we ought to put pumpkins with it and it'll get solved.
I think there's always those moments to where you're just kind of in here and it gets real quiet and all you hear is scraping or somebody hitting a tool on a table to try to get the pumpkin guts out of it. I really like those moments, and then I actually sometimes will enjoy the moments of you get the people that come in and they'll walk in, they want to see what you're doing, and they see it and they go, wow. I think that's always been my favorite part.
I think it's been a great experience for a lot of the students that have come. They've really enjoyed it, and I think they really get a lot out of being a part of this sort of bigger, this whole community-wide kind of event. Connects them with the local area somewhat, and it's a lot of fun. And at the end, when there's 10,000 people moving through the yard, they get to say, "Hey, I was a part of that." They can point and say, "I carved those."
As this craziness grew throughout our community, and then people in the tri-state began to come, one of the largest and most valuable groups have been Marshall University students. I'm a big Marshall fan, and we always do several Marshall pumpkins. And the Marshall community supports us and comes and brings people. And I will say that one of the things that's most fun about that is to meet kids from other states.
That is all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our director is Emma Gallus, and our executive producer is Dr. Christopher Swindell, our instructor. Our newscast content is generated by us, students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we are glad you are watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube. I'm Austin Johnson.
And I'm Emma Johnson. Have a great day.